Hello my good friends, welcome to the channel Digimon Explained. My name is Jesse and in this video we are going to be talking a bit more about the Digimon TERRIERMON because there's so much that can be said about it. Now before we go ahead, we already discussed the Digimon in a previous video, link towards it is in the description box. You might want to check it out before this one. You see, TERRIERMON has a twin called Lopmon. They are essentially the same but take completely different routes in terms of their Digivolution path. And that is something that really intrigued me for numerous reasons. As they are twins, we all should normally expect them to take the same Digivolution path, right? Yet they have both gone their separate ways. Lopmon, interestingly, took a more divine path. At one side, it can digivolve into Antillamon, the rabbit deva who serves the Digimon sovereign Azulongmon. At the other side, Lopmon can digivolve into Cherubimon, a celestial Digimon and one of the most important Digimon in terms of Digimon heavenly lore. So, two rather godlike forms. TERRIERMON, on the other hand, took the path of technological prowess. As an ultimate, it became the android Rapidmon, a Digimon with movements near the speed of light with all kinds of weapons. As a Mega, TERRIERMON becomes the Machine Digimon Mega Gargomon, a colossal Digimon who walks with lasers, missiles, bazookas, volcans and flamethrowers, all of them stored inside its body. So for Lopmon and TERRIERMON, I would say that they probably began with the same basis in their genes. However, the dormant genes that got awakened via Digivolution were completely different from one another. TERRIERMON, oddly so, doesn't have access to that holiness that can be found back in Lopmon, unless when it uses the Digi Egg of Destiny to awaken said holiness. But we have to stop for a little moment with this Digi Egg because it is the most mysterious egg out of the bunch. Its effects are questionable at best. It is said that this egg has an unknown attribute, but the evolutions which occur through this egg are related to gold. Only two unique Digimon emerged after the Digi Egg of Destiny was used. And I said unique Digimon because some Digimon who used this egg to armor digivolve simply got a form that they acquired after using the Digi Egg of Miracles. For example, Patamon armor digivolves into Magnamon when it uses the Digi Egg of Miracles and also when it uses the Digi Egg of Destiny. Anyway, one unique Digimon that emerges thanks to the powers of the Digi Egg of Destiny is Gold Vidramon, Vimon's armor Digivolution. There's no real difference between a Vidramon and a Gold Vidramon aside of the latter being able to illuminate the darkness of the net with its golden body. Gold Vidramon is simply a golden version of the champion Digimon Vidramon. But when TERRIERMON uses the Digi Egg of Destiny, it will armor digivolve into Rapidmon, who is normally its ultimate form. The difference here is that this version of Rapidmon is sporting a golden color and is now carrying two holy rings on its thighs. Rings you wouldn't find in neither Rapidmon nor Black Rapidmon, and because of it we can safely assume that Rapidmon as an armor Digivolution is the one who could normally exhibit more power. And maybe to put things into perspective for you, at the basis, TERRIERMON's ultimate form, Rapidmon, works somewhat as the blueprint for the other two forms. It can use missiles, radars, it can act in the dark and detect the existence of distant enemies and is very fast. Black Rapidmon can normally do the same except that it has lower overall speed due to the effect of the Black Digitron that was mixed into its body. But this also means that it has greater power and stamina and specializes now in fighting in the dark. Gold Rapidmon's power is said to reach the Mega level through the Digi Egg of Destiny, and I am convinced that the reason why it is able to exhibit powers at the Mega level is because of the two holy rings it carries. And maybe to calculate the energy boost of one holy ring, the best way is to look at Gatomon in Digimon Adventure Season 2. After it lost its holy ring, the power it displayed came at the rookie level, so losing a ring is almost as if it deranked into a lower level. But this does make it quite interesting for other Digimon who are carrying many holy rings. Lucimon, for example, wears a holy ring on each of its arms and legs, and despite it being a rookie level Digimon, its power and intelligence is so great that it surpasses even that of an ultimate level Digimon, and without a doubt even greater than Mega level Digimon because it descended to the ancient digital world long ago and brought about order and harmony. So if the holy ring gives such a power boost, how powerful would Huumon X be? It already is a Mega level Digimon and now carries 12 holy rings. and it is said that its powers are so sacred that not even ordinary angel species Digimon are no match for it. This gives us lots of food for thought. So how should we determine Armor Rapidmon's power? Well, Rapidmon is normally at the ultimate level, right? Except that this time it is an Armor Digivolution. It is said that the power level of an Armor Digivolution is determined by the affinity between a Digi Egg and the Digimon who used it. If they have good affinity, the resulting Armor Digimon will have greater power, though the biggest contributing factor and exception would be for the Digimon created by using certain Digi Eggs. Let me show you a quote. When the fight against the viral TERRIERMON, which is Rapidmon but the corrupted version, when the fight against the viral TERRIERMON is at its most dire, Angemon and Angelwoman decide that it is time to release the power of the golden Digi Eggs. To do so, they become Seraphimon and Magnamon respectively. TERRIERMON manages to defeat them, but not before they are able to form the Digi Eggs of Miracles and Destiny. Without power, Davis, Motomiya and Willis are able to armor digivolve their partners Vmon and TERRIERMON into Magnamon and Rapidmon, who go on to defeat and purify TERRIERMON. My theory, as Magnamon is already an Armor Digivolution with basis powers reaching that of the Megas, Rapidmon would probably be around the same level. However, as Rapidmon does walk around with 2 Holy Rings, I would guess that it grew more powerful than Magnamon. And this might explain why Rapidmon can use a technique that Magnamon normally could also, except that it is sealed. Let me explain. Rapidmon Gold has a technique called Golden Triangle or Miracle Missile, with Miracle probably being a reference to the Digi Egg of Miracles. It is a technique where it fires a beam from its whole body that completely disassembles the opponent's data. This technique is similar to Magnamon's Magna Blaster, also known as Extreme Jihad, a technique where it emits the utmost power of the Digi Egg of Miracles in the form of an energy wave from its entire body. However, because it was proven that the size of Magna Blaster's power rapidly accelerates the damage to Magnamon's data, it is currently sealed and thus cannot be used. But Rapidmon can use it, and because of it, Rapidmon could display powers beyond what Magnamon could. I might even go as far and say that Rapidmon might have powers or at least a technique that not even Mega Gargomon would be able to endure. There's a reason why Rapidmon is among the 4 Digimon of the group called the Miracle 4, a group of Digimon who are related to the golden Digi Eggs of Miracles and Destiny. Rapidmon might in theory be the strongest in the group. And on top of that, it hasn't been disproven that it cannot use the same techniques as its blueprint Rapidmon form, meaning that Armor Rapidmon should in theory also be able to move at movements near the speed of light, use its gigantic ears as radars, and thanks to it act in the dark. It can also fire homing missiles. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that with Armor Rapidmon we have our first Android/Holy type Digimon, a combination that is extremely unique in the whole Digimon multiverse. Hey guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do love to stand by on just one Digimon and give it some extra attention. There's obviously so much that can be said, and if you can imagine that there are more Digimon in existence than there are Pokemon in existence, there is so much that have yet to be discussed. And I will do my very best to explore as much as I can. I hope you guys are going to be there along with me to explore this magnificent universe. For that, I will have to ask you to please subscribe and drop a like to help this channel fight the YouTube algorithm. And in case you guys are new, know that all videos on this channel are in their own particular playlists, which is always updated. That way you can catch up on newer and older videos.